of Nantwich in Cheshire.
I stopped the night at the Premier Inn, and there's a video on the channel right now if you want to check that out. Now, the Premier Inn is about a mile away from Nantwich town centre, and it's a nice walk down into the town itself. If you don't want to walk, you can get the bus, which is a number 84 bus, which seems to run fairly regular. Well, I'm on Monk's Walk, which obviously leads towards the church, St Mary's Church, which is a fine example of a church from a long time ago. In fact, this is known as the Cathedral of South Cheshire because of its grandeur, and wait till you see it. The church itself dates back to the 14th century, and it is known to be one of the finest medieval churches in the whole of England, and you can see why. It's a Grade 1 listed building, and it has a magnificent organ. This church gets very busy, especially on a Sunday, as you would expect, and you can actually go in the church and have a look around. Now, the organ here is by Forster and Andrews, and the organist is Simon Russell. Surrounded by places to sit and places to eat or perhaps have a cup of coffee. It's a really nice setting, and the local council here have done great with the flowers and the hanging baskets which adorn many of the buildings. Nantwich is a market town, so as you would expect, there is a market here every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. They also have a farmers market, an antiques market, an artisan market, and also a car boot sale, which is a regular occurrence as well as the normal market. It was great to see so many people here in the town centre, whether they're looking around some of the small independent buildings or having a coffee and a bit of breakfast. Nantwich has one of the largest concentrations of listed buildings, second only to Chester, so if that's what you like, then there's plenty to see. I enjoyed this little walk through, which took us behind some of the other shops and into this lovely courtyard garden area with more traditional shops, cafes, bars and restaurants. Gentleman there sat there with his dog reading the paper, and here is a glass clock in this courtyard, which is a nod to the history of Nantwich, which once had over 100 clock and watchmakers working or trading around the area. Again, it's nice to see so many hanging baskets, and I've got to say, the streets are so clean. As we walk to the end of this courtyard, we come to another street which is again filled with small businesses, art shops, craft shops, haberdashery, and of course cafes and restaurants. There's probably more cafes here per head than anywhere I've ever been before. This place is a really easy place to get to on the train from Manchester to Nantwich station, or of course from Crewe. We've now reached the Nantwich Museum, and this is open between Tuesdays and Saturdays between the hours of 10 AM and 4 PM. There's also a shop here. I didn't go in, but we will put details of the museum down below. Last time I was in Nantwich, I was there with my friend John, and I went into one of these local gift shops and bought some nice cups. Well, this time, instead of buying some cups, I decided to have a sit down and have a cup of tea. There was a big choice of places to sit, but I decided to pop in here, this artisan bakery. Nantwich has so much more than what I've shown you, and if you want to check out details, I'll put some details down below. So it's back to the railway station. Now, the railway station here has regular trains going to and from Crewe and Manchester, and also Shrewsbury in the other direction, and the services are fairly regular.
And that just about wraps up this little whistle-stop tour of Nantwich in Cheshire. Absolutely a beautiful place and well worth a visit, especially on a sunny day like today. Until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and please comment below. Bye bye for now.